Alright guys, how we doing over here? It's Nikki. So today we went to a few more villages, as I was saying earlier. The trip was a lot shorter. Yesterday we were southeast from Dhaka, which means we had to go all the way through Dhaka. Today we just went south. We went to a hospital first to really get started. It was not really it was a community clinic. They're explaining basically their programs that they were running, how they were making the community better. And then we went to a village. The first village we went to, we just kind of got to meet, how do you say, we got to meet not arsenic patients, but we got to see the villages and the water system that wasn't working, that wasn't working. There's something called tube wells, and they basically put pipes down about 30 to 60 feet underground, 30 feet really, and that pumps up water, duh, but that water is the one with arsenic in it. So we got to see that and how negative it is. Then we went to another village, and we actually took a boat there, which was excellent, and we got to see a properly working water system. This water system basically took water from the river, which was very, very clear, pumped up into a filtration system, which had sand, very, very fine sand, which they actually can take from the land itself, and stone. And when you run it through there, it collects all the bacteria and the negative particles, which was excellent. And then what it did was pump out the clean water up into not a well, but kind of like a holding cell. And from there, it pumps once a day for 30 minutes into kind of like a faucet in the middle of the village. And from there, all the people that collect water, I'm not going to say women, but whoever is collecting water for the family can collect it for all the water they need that day. This water, though, is only used for drinking and cooking. If you need to wash your clothes, all that, wash yourself, you can go and find other water. You could even use tube water for that, tube well for that. So you could use groundwater, just not to take in. So it was interesting. It was very cool. I loved it. I loved seeing it. The people looked a lot happier. There was no arsenic patients, or because they caught it so early, they were able to prevent many serious, how do you say, como se dice? I apologize, it's been a long day. Many serious cases. They were able to prevent a lot of that. Now, another interesting thing is that this thing costs about 15 lakh Dhaka, which means about $20,000. You think it sounds a lot, but this is actually providing water for 80 families in the village, which basically means about $250 a family. That's basically kind of like the idea that but the families are only paying 40 Dhaka, which is about 50 cents a month for this straightforward water. And you can get as much or as little as you need. So it's a set price. You don't have to worry about making more or less. Just straight 40 Dhaka a month for this running water, which is, from what I understand, affordable, and it's also realistic. So that's good. It's very good. What the villages around are saying is basically they need this. They need filtration water systems like this. But it's $20,000, which in American money, most people don't have. So could you imagine in Bangladesh trying to get that money? Very difficult. So the Wagner students and I were talking about basically trying to get more of our clubs and organizations into this water, into the water system in Bangladesh, and making this more of a global issue, or really more of a Wagner issue, because we have a professor that's from Bangladesh who studies this, who brings his students every year to study and to learn about this problem. And this is a huge issue, because this is not only in Bangladesh, but this is in India. This is anywhere around the Himalayas, to be honest. And this issue can become worse than what it is. It can, hands down. So we talked about really trying to push it out there to the alumni, to people that want to donate, because if you think about it, for $250, and we're not asking for $250, let's be very clear, but for $250, if you have that money, you can provide clean water for a family. Like, $250, you can provide clean water for the rest of their lives. That's a blessing. And I would never ask $250 from anyone, but if anyone even had $5, $1, $10, even if you want to put $5 out a month, that is more than, that's more than what anyone could ask for, you know? So we realize that it is not just a scientific issue, it's not just a political issue, this is a human issue. And this doesn't only affect them, but in the long term it affects us as well, and it affects the rest of the world. So as we're going through this experience, you know, we're kind of seeing more and more what a global economy, what a global one of us globalization. We're really looking into that, and we're seeing how every single person affects every other person. And I keep saying incredible and I keep saying interesting, but it is. And for someone who is so new to life, as a young person, I am so new to life, I am so amazed every day. And getting this experience right now, I'm even more amazed. So the issue's real, what's going on is real. As amazing and incredible as these experiences are, it's becoming more real to all of us every day. That poverty isn't a joke, water isn't a joke, and everyone needs to count their blessings, because what we've seen here is more than what anyone should experience. Like, what we're witnessing is people's real lives, and it's kind of scary. So anyway, this is my little caption, everything we did, and just kind of food for thought.